Britain's determination to agree on a Brexit trade deal by the end of the year has put pressure on the EU to soften on key issues such as fishing by the end of the next round of negotiations, expert Simon Usherwood has claimed. University of Surrey professor of politics Simon Usherwood argued the EU could soften on key Brexit trade deal issues like fishing in the next round of trade talks. While speaking to Euronews, Mr. Usherwood said the lack of an extension is forcing the European Union to energise the talks in hopes of getting a deal. He added, the time pressure on the bloc will likely result in a relatively bare-bones deal that both parties can return to at a later date. He said, what we are looking at is probably some softening of the EU's position in relation to fisheries. I think Michel Barnier has already indicated in past weeks a degree of flexibility. Given the relatively small size of the fishing industry for both parties, I think that is likely to resolvable. Mr. Usherwood also indicated that due to the upcoming deadline, both sides will need to ramp up the talks and come to agreements. He said, the decision not to have an extension to this period means they have to wrap this up by the end of the year. So we will need to see a lot of movement happening in the next few weeks. Having said that, there is no sign that we are going to get movement on the areas of disagreement. Things like the level playing field, fisheries or any of the other subjects that have caused so many difficulties in the past months. It is simply a very uncertain picture at this stage. Despite the EU potentially softening on some key Brexit trade talk issues, Mr. Usherwood claimed the UK may need to compromise more. He said, in general it looks more like the UK is going to have to move towards the EU. This is largely because the UK hasn't been able to develop a detailed plan. It has been a consistent problem for the British government that they are very clear about what they don't like and less clear about what they do like.